What's up, guys? Team Moki's B here with an update on my Dimensional Eatos deck. I've got a regionals, but I've got a regionals coming up this weekend, which is actually tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to playing this deck at a regionals now that I actually got it done in the way I want it. I changed it a little bit since I tested it. I haven't actually tested it all that well this way, the way I have it now. Damn. But it seems to be working good. And so I'll go ahead and go through the deck, and I've got a couple cards I've got to show you and let you know about, so we'll go ahead and just go through the deck itself right now. First we got the macro lens. We've got the 2 Guardian Eatos, 1 Survivor, 1 Battle Fader, 3 Barbaros, 3 Crusader, 3 Alias, and 1 Stratos. So this is the monsters. Spells, we got 1 Rhoda, 3 Spark, 2 Gravekeeper Servant, 2 Forbidden Chalice, and obviously the 3 D-Fisher. Can't have Dimensional Eatos without the Dimensional. And other traps, we got 1 Solemn, 2 Bottomless, 2 Macrocosmos, 3 Bribe, 2 Drain, 1 Torrential Tribute, 2 Starlight Road, 1 Mirror Force, and 1 Scrap Iron Scarecrow. So before I go to the side deck, I'll go ahead and let you know the changes in the main deck. First of all, you'll notice that I've added the 3rd Crusader, and I took out the Morphing Jar. Morphing Jar originally was running because, for some reason, like when I read the ruling, I didn't read it right. And I thought that Morphing Jar got around Skill Drain if it was attacked, because Skill Drain can't interfere in Damage Step. But apparently that's just Skill Drain can't be chained to Morphing Jar's effect in Damage Step. So I took out Morphing Jar for a Crusader, a 3rd one, because it can be honested as in my side deck, and it's another Spark target. You'll also notice, and I think I've had this for a couple decks now, but DD Survivor. I really like it. It allows me to stall if I need to, even though I have stall with the Gravekeeper Servants. But it allows me to stall and have constant field presence. That's why I only run 1, because it's still Rhoda-able, because I don't like running the Crusader, or the Evocator, sorry. So it's an extra Rhoda target, and if I have a Macro or D-Fisher out, or I have a lot of them, those type of cards stacked in my hand, it's a good card to have. Now in spells, you notice I'm running 2 Chalice. I notice a lot of times my Skill Drain will be negated, plus I found it a ruling that a Skill Drain negates the effect at resolution. So if I try to activate Skill Drain at pay cost, and then they chain like MST or Dust Tornado or something like that, Barbaros doesn't get reset, so that's not how that works. But Chalice can be activated in Damage Step to reset them. Plus it makes Survivor a 2200 beater, and it makes all my Geminis 2300 beaters, so they get over, you know, some of the bigger stuff that I might run into. Still running the Gravekeeper Servant, so shout out to Human Entity 4, gave me the idea for that. It's a really good stall card. In fact, I won a match today because I was playing some weird Spellcaster deck, and I had this out as well as Macrocosmos, and we were going for like 4 or 5 turns, and eventually he just scooped. Because he was like, I'm tired of waiting, I want to just move on, I'm tired of just sitting here with Gravekeeper Servant, because I wasn't drawing any monsters. Yeah. So now we'll go ahead and go on to traps, and then we'll go to extra deck, or side deck. Sorry. And notice I'm still running the Scrap Iron Scarecrow that I showed you in the last one. It's a really, really good card, I really like it. The only thing is that I found out that, you can't, like originally I thought the setting it face down instead of sending it to the graveyard effect was optional. You could choose whether you want to do it or not, but apparently it's mandatory. So that's kind of sucks, but your opponent's going to have to waste resources to destroy this instead of, you know, destroying like a Macrocosmos or something like that. So it has your opponent waste resources. Well, Mirror Force is pretty obvious. You'll notice I'm running the 2 Starlight Road still. It's amazing when you set like 4 back rows and like, I don't know, an not an MST, a D-Fisher or a Macro or something like that, and then you end turn and they go MST and you Dark Bribe it, and then they top heavy, because I've had that happen. I had that happen yesterday while I had these. Topped heavy, and then he heavies, and then I Starlight Road. Also, this is really good against X-Sabers, like one of the people that I play at my locals, Corey Jeems, He runs X-Sabers, and I Starlight Roaded him twice in one game, and he still won. I mean, that's not, a bad play on my part. It was just my body stopped Starlight Road, obviously, if it's a Hunley. I'm not running Torrential just because it's extra monster destruction. I was running Smashing, but Torrential clears a lot more monsters, obviously, than Smashing, especially if they're swarming. I'm still running the 2 Macrocosmos instead of the 1 because I think it's more consistent drawing into your removal cards, as well as it works with Survivor and all that, and they can't get back cards, so that's really nice. So I guess we'll go on to the extra deck just because there's not really anything new in the extra deck. Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon because I side 2 Cyber Dragons, and we have 2 Stardust Dragon because I main deck 2 what's it called? Starlight Roads. So now we'll go ahead and go on to the side deck, which has changed a little bit, but not much. So we got 2 Cyber Dragons, and if you want to see what side's in, other than the new card, I think I only have like 1 or 2 new cards that I have in my side deck, but if you want to see what I side in for what match, check out the Perfecting Eatos side deck section. So we have the 2 Cyber Dragons, which are really good. This is new. I originally got this because it just had a cool picture, but I'm actually siding it now for meta decks. So it's Elector Sovereign of Birds. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh! R promo in one of the manga books. It's a Wing Beast, which means I guess I could side Icarus attack if I wanted to. 2400 beater, 24 attack, 20 defense, which is decent. It matches up with Foul Troll and all the Monarchs. If your opponent controls 2 or more face-up monsters of the same attribute, which all meta decks do because X-Sabers are all Earth, Blackwings are all dark, Light Sworns are all light, that kind of thing. Other than like Dandy Warrior, this deck wouldn't be good against. But so if your opponent controls 2 or more face-up monsters of the same attribute, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you can select 1 face-up on the card, face-up card on the field. Its effect is negated that turn, and there can only be 1 of these on the field. So I could use that to negate a Foul Troll if I wanted to, which I don't know why I negated on my side of the field. If I'm attacking over one of the stupid Fulham Knights, I can negate its effect. And then attack over it, and they can't stop it. I could also negate my own Barbaros's effect if I have him out, and then normal Barbaros, and then I could be like, okay, Elector's effect, negate Barbaros's effect. So it adds, like, I'm basically running 5 skill drains at that point, or 5, I guess, Forbidden Chalices, maybe, you could say. But it's just a really cool tech card for this deck. So I go 2 Honests, 2 Ryos, 2 Oppressions. You gotta be careful with those because they can Oppression your Starlight Road, and they can Oppression your Fader. So be careful with that. 1 Beckoning Light, because as I said in my side decking video against certain matchups, when I side the Cyber Dragons and the Honest and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to side out the Defishers and Macros so I can get back my Cyber Dragons and especially my Honest for later use. So then, against decks that Macro really helps, we've got a 3rd Macro. We've got 2 Grand Convergence. If you don't know what this does, as long as you have a Macrocosmos out, you inflict 300 points of damage to your opponent and nuke all monsters on the field. So mainly you're going to wait until they TT, or maybe, to get the damage in if you're trying to go for game. Or just do like me, wait till they swarm and then use this. So it's really nice. Soul Release, just to get monsters out of your grave because you side the 3rd Guardian Eatos. So that's the main side and extra. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions or anything, because I'm going to be playing this deck at the regionals. More than likely this exact same deck without changing anything, unless I get some really good suggestions from you guys, which I'm hoping I do. So just hit me up if you have any suggestions. Like I said, hit me up before tomorrow, hopefully. Hopefully not mid-tournament I don't check my thing and it's like, oh, here's a really good idea, and I wish I would have made that. So so let me know if you guys have any ideas. I do want to test Skull Layer. I've had somebody mention something about testing Skull Layer, but it's not really something that I think I would want to test at a regionals. So I'm going to try this, see how well it works, hopefully rape some Infernities. Thanks, guys. I'll give you a tournament report and do some coverage as I'm going through. I'll let you guys know what's topping, what has topped, and who topped with it and what deck it is. Hopefully I'll get some deck profiles, maybe, maybe not. So thanks, guys, and peace.